Most individuals don't stumble because they lack ability. They fall because they've convinced themselves that achievement isn't within reach, and so they never truly attempt it. But what if that inner belief is the only thing standing in your way? What shifts when you choose to act as though your goals are already within grasp, even while fear whispers in the background? The moment you reframe your mindset, the entire momentum of your life begins to shift with it. It all stems from believing that the future is already yours. There is something mightier than skill or knowledge. It's belief, and without it, all your dormant gifts remain locked away like a lion bound in chains. Belief isn't wishing. It's not passive hope. It's the internal certainty that what you dream of is already a reality waiting for your arrival. When belief becomes firm and unwavering, when your emotions and intellect synchronize in alignment with your vision, you ignite the quiet engine that fuels everything. Belief doesn't merely alter your actions, it elevates your very sense of self, reshaping your identity until the impossible yields to your resolve. Understand this clearly. Many drift through their days with diluted purpose. They wish for change, long for breakthrough, but they lack the belief required to command it into being. The Apostle Paul in Romans 4:17 proclaimed that faith speaks of what is not as if it already were. That's not poetic flourish, that's the wiring of the human mind. Those who act as though their dream is already real will always outpace those who wait for evidence before they act. Your belief must come before the result. Results don't give birth to belief. Belief is what calls the results into existence. Take control of your thoughts, govern them, refine them. You must become the vigilant protector of your inner world, not allowing hesitation, worry, or disbelief to set up camp in your mind. These are illusions, just smoke and mirrors that fade the moment you shine the fierce light of belief onto them. The world will always offer excuses, reasons to pause, or back down. But you must deny them all. Declare firmly, I do not compromise with my calling. Because the true reality is not what others observe, it's what you declare to be true. John D. Rockefeller knew this principle. Though he emerged from obscurity and poverty, he always carried the internal belief that he was meant to build empires. He didn't wait for accolades or validation. He walked with the crown of confidence in his presence, his speech, and his work, even as a young man earning modest wages. He wasn't pretending, he was affirming what he already knew to be true inside. And in time, the world conformed to that belief. You must do the same. Belief is the seed. Daily action is the water. Unwavering dedication is the sunlight. When you combine all three, the harvest becomes undeniable. Others may call your success magical, but deep down, you'll know it was always inevitable. This isn't make-believe. This is law. It's the same principle that every man and woman of great impact has relied on as they rose from humble beginnings to extraordinary heights. Feed your belief every single day. Nurture it. Speak life into it. Visualize it with clarity. Move in its direction with courage. Shield it from the negativity of the cynical and from the paralyzing grip of delay. Because once belief reaches a critical mass, nothing can oppose it, not adversity, not hardship. Belief makes you unbreakable. One day, when the world stands in awe of what you've become, you'll smile not from surprise, but from confirmation. You'll smile because you always knew this was coming. You'll smile because you believed long before anyone else did. To reprogram your mind for triumph, you must stop expecting defeat. True greatness can never take root in soil fertilized with fear. This is more than a motivational slogan, it's a spiritual principle. No human being can ever rise above the dominant thoughts they entertain on a daily basis. If your heart secretly braces for failure, failure will be your fate. If your inner dialogue prepares for loss, even the sharpest strategies will falter. The mind, when trained to anticipate fear, doubt, and resistance, will sabotage your potential from the inside out. And the sabotage is rarely loud. It's insidious. It shows up in hesitation, subtle delay, well-worded excuses. You'll call it logic or realism, but make no mistake, it's fear masquerading as wisdom. The good news is, just as your mind was conditioned to doubt, it can be reconditioned to expect victory. Your mind is not cement, it is soil. It grows what you plant. Proverbs 23:7 tells us, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." That's not just poetic, it's divine law. Your inner world is the blueprint for your outer world. Feed it fear, and you'll reap failure. Feed it with faith, and you'll start seeing opportunities like golden sun rays after a night of darkness. So each day must begin with claiming your mind before the noise of the world does. Speak your purpose aloud. Command your mindset before the world floods it with distractions. Picture yourself already succeeding, already breaking through the barriers that once felt impenetrable. Think in terms of abundance, not lack. Talk about what's possible, not what's missing. Expect greatness, plan for momentum. Let no image of limitation dominate your imagination, because what you repeatedly focus on becomes the shape of your future. Obstacles will come, that's a promise, but you must rewire how you interpret them. Obstacles are not brick walls, they're stepping stones. They aren't signs to stop, they're signs that you're close. They aren't proof you should quit. They're proof that you're being prepared for something greater. Consider James J. Braddock. In the thick of the Great Depression, he rose from a broken, struggling dock worker to the heavyweight champion of the world. But long before his fists found victory, his mind found hope. He conditioned his thoughts to believe in redemption. He saw himself climbing, even when the world expected him to stay flat on his back. Because he believed, he fought differently. He endured more. He entered the ring already crowned from within. The moment you decide the tides can turn, everything begins to shift. Life starts to align with your certainty, not because the circumstances have changed, but because your perception has. When you believe, you begin to see what was always there: opportunities, allies, answers. The current starts moving with you when your faith outweighs your fear. And that isn't magic, that's alignment. That's universal cause and effect. You must now become the master architect of your internal world. Construct a vision so compelling, so vivid, that no failure, no detour, no delay can dissolve it. Discipline your thoughts as if your destiny depends on it, because it does. Watch your thoughts like a sentry guards a fortress. Don't let mediocrity enter. Don't let comparison poison your joy. Each day is a new battle for belief, and every time you choose faith, you rise a little higher. Program your mind to anticipate greatness, and greatness will find its way to your doorstep. This is the quiet code of the achievers, the overcomers, the legends. They mastered their mindset even when their world was in ruins. They imagined light when all around them was darkness. They embodied wealth when they held empty pockets. They moved with royal purpose before the world ever saw a crown. And because their belief was different, their lives became different. So I ask you now, what do you expect? When you close your eyes, what do you envision? Do you see a future that sets your soul on fire? Then start living like it. Talk like it. Carry yourself like it. Refuse to entertain any narrative that contradicts what you know is yours, because your life will always mirror your most dominant belief. Victory does not belong to the hesitant. It belongs to those who expect it, prepare for it, and press on until they possess it. The current of success is already flowing, believe, and watch it rise to meet you. Act as though your goals are not mere preferences, but personal mandates. The average person treats their dreams like distant possibilities, frail ideas that can be broken by inconvenience, fear, or delay. They say, "I want," when they really mean, "I hope," and they sit still, waiting for favorable winds, for external permission, for stars to align. But you must rise above that level. You must stand apart. If you're destined for something greater, if you were born to influence, to lead, to leave a legacy, then your dreams must become laws, absolute, irrevocable, non-negotiable. You can't treat your purpose as a whim. You must speak it into existence as an order, an inner edict you've issued not only to yourself, but to the world around you. It's not a soft desire. It's a divine demand. You're not here to beg for blessings. You're here to command results backed by undeniable conviction. Success doesn't fall into the lap of the one who wishes. It arrives in the hands of the one who decides fully, finally, with no hesitation left in their soul. Your commitment must be absolute. Your resolve must be unshakable. You have to be so deeply committed that when storms come, and they will, you keep walking. Not shaken, not stalled, eyes ahead, feet moving, will burning. Your decision must roar inside of you like holy fire, relentless, irrepressible, enduring. That's the energy that shifts outcomes. That's how mountains move. Even in Scripture, God didn't tell Moses to wait for a miracle, he told him to act. It was only after Moses moved forward that the sea parted. The way wasn't revealed ahead of him. The way was revealed because he moved. And that's how it is for you. Life doesn't unveil the full path before the first step. It waits. And when you act, it opens. Too many wait until every variable is in place. But power belongs to those who climb without a complete map. Those who step with faith in their stride. Don't delay. Don't wait for the ocean to recede. Walk anyway. Madam C.J. Walker understood this law. Born in poverty, the daughter of a laundress, she could have lived the story written for her. But she refused that narrative. She rewrote it. She didn't approach her goals as gambles, she pursued them as certainties. She moved with urgency, forged powerful alliances, devoured knowledge, and advanced like time itself was watching. She didn't entertain excuses. She had no room for hesitation or the judgment of small minds. Her belief became her shield. Her goal became her law. And now it's your turn. Don't carry yourself like someone who's trying to change. Move like someone who is the change. Your gait must shift. Your voice must deepen with clarity. Your eyes must reflect inner fire, the look of a soul that has chosen. When you speak, let the air around you ripple with inevitability. When you step, let the earth feel your intent. This is how leaders are made. This is how royalty is forged. Too many dreamers fall short not because their goals were too big, but because their belief was too small. They treat their vision as optional, allowing obstacles to distract, slow, or derail them. But when a vision becomes law, there are no exit routes. There are no rest stops. There is only forward, only fire, only finish. Write your vision deep into your being. Etch it into your routines. Defend it with your time and energy. Nurture it through action, and you'll witness doors open that logic can't explain. You'll see people arrive, opportunities unfold, and divine alignment accelerate, not because you were lucky, but because belief obeys the bold. Make your vision a law. Let it define who you are. And when your identity and your goal become one, there is nothing on earth that can keep it from manifesting. Surround yourself with people who speak belief, not doubt. You could have the most powerful vision in the world, but if you're surrounded by negativity, that vision will wither. You may carry a calling that could ignite cities, but if you plant it in a toxic space, it will choke before it blooms. Your environment is not passive. It is either fueling you or draining you. It is either lighting your fire or extinguishing it. That's why you must guard it like treasure. You are the gatekeeper of your mind, and every conversation, every person, every influence enters your inner sanctuary, either as a builder or a breaker. 1 Corinthians 15:33 warns, "Bad company corrupts good character." This is not just moral advice, it's tactical wisdom. Just as the wrong crowd can erode your drive, the right circle can elevate it. Words spoken today become decisions tomorrow. Belief is not created in a vacuum. It is shaped by the environment you live in, the energy you absorb, the standards you witness, the language you hear. Choose your circle with intention. Surround yourself with dreamers, with builders, with warriors of vision. People who speak to your potential, not your past. Allies who amplify your fire, not diminish it. If the people closest to you do not challenge your fear or awaken your faith, they are not allies. They are anchors. Booker T. Washington, born into slavery, didn't rise because of chance. He rose because he surrounded himself with education, mentors, and purpose-driven peers who mirrored back to him the man he was destined to be. His success wasn't solo, it was systemic. It was an ecosystem of elevation. You must do the same. Audit your atmosphere without apology. If someone sows fear, doubt, or lack into your soil, they are contaminating your future. Love them, release them, then replace them. Bring in voices that speak power. Find those who think beyond, act with urgency, and move like purpose runs in their blood. Iron sharpens iron, and belief multiplies in the presence of boldness. You are not meant to grow in isolation. You need shared fire. You need people who echo your dreams when your own voice gets tired. You need a tribe that says rise when your thoughts whisper rest. Because belief isn't just internal, it's communal, it's contagious. Plant yourself in vibrant soil, in rooms where dreams are normal, in circles where average isn't welcome, in environments that stretch you, sharpen you, shake you into greater expression. Your community is your amplifier. Their beliefs become your baseline. Their courage becomes your current. Once you're rooted in the right company, belief becomes natural. It doesn't need to be forced, it becomes who you are. And from there, nothing is out of reach. No vision too large, no dream too bold. Because you're not walking alone. You're walking with a collective force that no obstacle can stop. Transform your past by redefining your perspective. Your history isn't simply a record of events, it's the lens through which you view those events that determines their impact. Every pain, every failure, every closed door is not your identity, it is your inventory, raw material. And like any material, its value lies in what you create with it. Most people wear their wounds like chains. They replay old scenes, they cling to regrets, they give their past the power to dictate their future. But leaders, true builders of legacy, take what hurt them and forge it into wisdom. They stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? Your story is not a sentence, it's a toolbox. Each hardship a lesson, each betrayal a redirection, each disappointment a shaping force. Joseph in Genesis 50:20 said to his brothers who betrayed him, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." That wasn't denial, it was mastery. It was the ability to see purpose in pain, power in what tried to crush him. It's the strength to declare, this did not defeat me, it designed me. Pain is not your enemy. It is the sculptor of your greatest power. Stop replaying your agony and start extracting its wisdom. If all you see is the wound, you'll miss the treasure buried inside the growth, the grit, the clarity. These are the hidden gifts of fire. Your story gains traction when you switch from victim to visionary. You weren't buried, you were planted. Ray Kroc understood this principle. Long before McDonald's became a global empire, he was selling milkshake machines for years, decades even. Most would have called him a failure. He didn't. Every failed deal, every closed door became a stepping stone for what came next. He didn't resent his path, he used it. That's why when opportunity knocked, he didn't fumble, he was ready. Your mistakes, your losses, your delays, they're not disqualifiers. They're credentials if you're willing to read them through the right lens. The past is not your prison. It's your blueprint. It's waiting for you to reclaim it, redefine it, and redirect it. If you see every hard thing as punishment, you'll stay stuck. But if you see it as preparation, you'll rise with purpose. You are not the result of what happened. You are the architect of what comes next. Carry your scars with reverence. Let them be symbols of strength, not shame. Don't hide your history, hone it. Transform your past into a platform, not a prison. The greatest figures in history didn't ascend because they were untouched by pain. They rose because they turned pain into power. They gave new meaning to old wounds. They reauthored their trauma into triumph. You must now do the same. Speak life over your past. Bless it. Say, that shaped me, that taught me, that refined me, that made me ready. Because when you honor your journey, your future unfolds with ease. The doors open wider, the air becomes lighter, and you begin walking in revelation, not regret. Your testimony is not a tragedy, it's a triumph in motion. Use it. Let your story be proof that pain was never your finish line, it was your forge, the fire that created the unbreakable version of you. Turn challenges into belief training. Think of your belief like a muscle. It doesn't strengthen in silence. It grows under pressure. Without tension, your confidence remains soft, untried, and unready. It might sound nice when things are calm, but it crumbles under fire. Just like muscles tear to rebuild stronger, your belief must be tested to become unstoppable. And that testing is not cruelty, it's calibration. James 1:2 says, "Count it all joy when you face trials, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance." Trials are not barriers to greatness, they are the very bridge to it. You must stop seeing difficulty as a signal to quit. It's the gym for your soul. Every challenge, every delay, every detour is a spiritual weight designed to strengthen your core. Let every hardship build your resolve. Let it grind away excuses. Let it shape your spirit like iron in a flame. What you call resistance is the very tool that reveals your true form. When life pushes back, push harder. When the plan collapses, build wiser. The true test of belief is not how loud you speak it when all is well, but how firm you stand when everything shakes. Faith that only works when the sky is blue is fantasy, but belief that endures the storm becomes indestructible. George Washington Carver is a monument to this truth. Born into slavery, orphaned, overlooked, he had every reason to fold. But he didn't. He focused. He studied the peanut, a simple thing the world ignored, and found over 300 innovations. Oils, paints, plastics, medicine. While others saw limitation, he saw innovation. His obstacles became his open door. That's how you must start seeing resistance not as your enemy, but as your invitation. When life says no, push deeper. When delays arrive, develop patience. When opposition grows, refine your craft. Every trial becomes your teacher. Every hardship becomes your shaping tool. You emerge from the fire not broken, but forged. Your belief doesn't become mighty because it avoids adversity. It becomes unshakable because it survives it. The greats didn't rise because they avoided challenge. They rose because they converted pressure into purpose. They didn't just survive, they transformed. So next time life tests you, don't recoil, engage. Let the obstacle become your opportunity. Let resistance become your refinement. You're not losing time, you're gaining strength, and that strength is required for your calling. Every great structure has a deep foundation, and foundations are built with force. Let every setback remind you that you're under construction, not crumbling. Let the weight of the moment mold you into something that can't be moved. Belief is not passive, it's active, it's resilient, it's raw and relentless. You are not made to break, you're made to rise, but only if you let the pressure do its work. Let every difficulty become proof of who you're becoming. Let every challenge reveal your power, because belief, when tested, doesn't dissolve, it becomes truth. And truth, when lived, becomes unstoppable force. Practice speaking with the language of conviction. Your words are not empty sounds, they are blueprints for your life. Every sentence you release is a seed, and that seed will grow into reality. With every word you utter, you're either strengthening your belief or weakening it. You're building the world you'll walk in tomorrow. That's not inspiration, it's spiritual architecture. Proverbs 18:21 makes it clear. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Your words don't just report your life, they build it. Yet most people speak without awareness. They grumble. They belittle themselves. They confess defeat and then wonder why life seems to echo their fears instead of their faith. But your mouth mirrors your mindset. What you regularly say reveals what you regularly believe. And what you believe becomes the pattern of your behavior. So look within. What do your words say about your expectations? When you talk about your future, is there confidence in your voice or quiet resignation? Do you speak of yourself with strength, or do your words sabotage your potential? You cannot expect to build a mansion with the vocabulary of someone bound in chains. Your words must rise to match the level of your vision. Speak upward, speak forward. Use language that points toward expansion, not limitation. Clara Barton is an example of this power. She faced rejection, was told she lacked qualifications, and yet she refused to let society's labels define her. She declared her own identity. She spoke of herself as worthy, equipped, and essential long before anyone else affirmed it. Her words were more than affirmations. They were declarations of destiny. You must follow the same path. Speak to your future. Say, I am chosen, I am prepared, I am rising. Say it even when the evidence is missing. Say it when no one is clapping. Let your daily dialogue become a melody of victory. Let your affirmations echo in your soul until your steps follow their rhythm. Because words never return void. They create, they structure, they attract. Speak deliberately. Speak with fire. Don't talk according to what's visible. Speak according to what is inevitable. Declare what will be until it comes into being. This isn't delusion, it's discipline. Romans 4:17 says that God calls those things which do not exist as though they did. That's not magic, it's spiritual strategy. When you say, I am capable, you're not lying, you're training your mind. When you say, I am ready, you're not pretending you're preparing your atmosphere. Your words shape your identity, and your identity directs your path. So purge your speech of weakness. Cut off the language of, I can't, I'm not enough, or I've never been good at. Replace them with, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm made for this. Speak with reverence, speak with intention. Speak as if heaven is listening because it is. Speak as if your words matter because they do. You are not some powerless figure waiting on fate to decide. Your tongue is your tool. What you declare, you are building. Let today be the turning point. Shift from random speech to precise command, from passive commentary to purposeful prophecy. Say only what serves your purpose. Cut the fluff. Cancel the doubt. Replace every complaint with a declaration. Because once your speech rises, your world cannot remain the same. Speak life. Speak victory. Speak truth and keep speaking it until your outer world looks like your inner one. Set your vision in stone, but let your method flow like water. Know the difference between your goal and your route. Your dream should be fixed, anchored, unshakable, but the road you travel to reach it must be fluid, ever adapting. Too many abandon the dream because the original plan didn't work out. But dreams don't die because of obstacles, they die because we confuse setbacks with finality. Destiny rarely walks in a straight line. The path bends, it weaves, it surprises, and your flexibility determines how far you'll go. The Israelites had a promised land. That destination was certain. But their path, filled with deserts, detours, delays, battles they didn't expect. And yet, the promise never changed. The lesson? Your method may have to change 100 times, but your mission must remain untouched. If one door shuts, knock on another. If one plan collapses, create another. If the path disappears, forge one. Just never let go of the destination. Andrew Carnegie knew this truth. He didn't start at the top, he started as a factory worker. But he didn't let his beginnings define his ending. He adapted, pivoted, learned, and evolved. He built alliances. When one door closed, he found another. He never treated a block as a stop, he treated it as redirection. His greatness wasn't built on a perfect plan, it was built on an unstoppable goal. So must yours be. You must learn to bend without breaking. A tree that won't sway in the wind will snap, but one that adapts lives. So too with you. Hold your vision tightly, but hold your plans loosely. Because the world changes. You must change with it. What worked last year may not work now. What you once leaned on may be obsolete. Wisdom is knowing the difference. Don't mistake a delay for a denial. Sometimes the long route is the right one. Don't panic when the trail vanishes, look up. Keep your eyes fixed on the mountain, even if your feet lose the trail. Vision will carry you when visibility disappears. Build your plans with grit. Walk with humility. Adjust without apology. And above all, stay rooted in why, even as how evolves. This is the secret of those who finish strong. Solid purpose, fluid process. Flexibility isn't weakness, it's mastery. It's strength that knows how to shift. Don't cling to a broken plan out of pride. Let it go. Rebuild. Not because your dream failed, but because you've grown wiser. You now understand that the route is a servant, not the source. Your vision is the anchor. The rest is adaptation. Let your dream be your mountain. Let your methods be your river. No matter how many times the path twists, never doubt where you're headed. Stay clear, stay fluid, and you'll arrive exactly where destiny has always been waiting for you. Own the power of your ability to choose, because everything in your life begins not with conditions, but with decisions. Too many wait for the right mood, the perfect alignment, the external green light. But life doesn't reward hesitation. It moves in favor of clarity. It bends to those who decide. Deuteronomy 30:19 echoes this truth. I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing, therefore choose life. That's not advice, that's a call to take command. Because choice is the steering wheel of your future. Your life isn't guided by fate, it is directed by what you resolve to do right now. People rarely fail because of lack of skill. Most fail because they never truly chose to succeed. They hovered in indecision. They paused for too long. They gave themselves too many escape routes. But indecision, while it feels safe, is the most dangerous drift of all. It steals time quietly. Every dream you defer becomes a rootless seed. Every excuse becomes a wall around your potential. But when you decide fully and without return, everything starts to align. That decision is your ignition switch. It's the moment when stagnation ends and traction begins. It's when the atmosphere around you changes, when momentum builds, when hidden doors open, not because the world changed, but because you did. It's not about having the most resources, it's about having the deepest resolve. The universe leans into those who walk with conviction. Harriet Tubman lived this. Born into bondage, she chose freedom. Then, with fierce courage, she chose to go back again and again to free others. She didn't wait for laws to shift, she moved. Her choices became miracles. Her decisions birthed a legacy that echoes through time. You must now choose with that same fire. Choose your standard. What will you no longer accept? What new level of greatness will you demand of yourself from this moment forward? Choose your direction. Where are you truly headed, and what is worth giving your entire life to? Cut the cords of every excuse. Cancel every narrative that says, not now. This is the time, right here, right now. Today is the day you stop drifting and start declaring. And once you do, everything around you begins to rearrange itself. The right people appear. The needed resources find you, not because your luck improved, but because your posture changed. Understand this truth. Indecision is the thief of purpose. It robs you of momentum. It drains your courage. It traps you in cycles when you were meant to move in conquest. But decision brings harmony, and harmony accelerates results. Once you choose with boldness, everything in your world aligns. Your habits shift, your relationships transform, your environment upgrades. So decide today, not tomorrow. Not when it's easier. Now. Decide who you are. Decide what your life will stand for. Decide what you are building, and then speak, act, walk, and live like it's already done. Greatness doesn't happen by default. It is carved through will. It is summoned through finality. It begins when you say, no more waiting, I choose now. And that choice carries more weight than a decade of wandering. So choose with courage, choose with heat in your chest, choose life and never look back. Finally, believe deeply and completely that you were born to rise. You weren't created to crawl or survive in the shadows. There is more inside you than breath and routine. There is a divine imprint, a sacred mission that echoes through your soul and through every season, calling you forward. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Those words aren't poetic, they are a heavenly decree stamped over your existence. You are not an accident, you are not the aftermath of misfortune. You are a vessel of intent, released into the world with purpose. Others may have overlooked you, circumstances may have tried to cage you, but destiny has your name engraved. Heaven never lost track of you, and your time is not someday, it is now. Walk like someone on assignment. Let your body language carry the charge of divine purpose. Speak with the clarity of someone who has something sacred to release into the world. Let your words hold weight, not worry. Act like your moment has arrived, because it has. Helen Keller showed us this. Born blind and deaf, she had every reason to shrink. But she didn't. She rose. She found a voice in the silence. She became an echo for millions who had been told they couldn't. She didn't wait for a stage, she created her own. She believed she had meaning, and because she believed, the world believed too. So must you. Your life matters. Your dream is valid. You don't need approval to activate what's within. What lives inside you is sacred. You must protect it, nurture it, release it. Everything you've been through, the pain, the process, the detours, they weren't wasted. They prepared you. You must believe that. Because when you step with fire in your heart and conviction in your breath, you trigger unseen movements. You send signals into the world that you've remembered your truth, that you're done crawling, done shrinking. You were born to rise, and rise you will.